printing needs, Instaprints, copies, and now laminating. I'm Jay Van Steppa, welcoming you to this Fox Valley Association matchup between the Cardinals of Fond du Lac on top of the Fox Valley Association with a 10-1 record, looking to meet the challenge from a Terrors club that continues to show improvement, entering this game with a 4-7 record. Last week, Fond du Lac blew out the Coconago 69-42, while the Terrors dropped a near decision to Kimberly 61-57. Well, this is an impressive Fond du Lac team, ranked in the state. Their front line averages over 6 foot. Well, the Terrors will hope to counter that height advantage of the Cardinals with some pressure defense and excellent outside shooting. We'll be back to see if the Terrors can cage the Cardinals when we return for the tip-off of the high school game of the week on Cablevision in just a moment.
Attention, Earthlings! We have been monitoring your cable signals and determined our experiment has failed. You are out of control. The means at Nickelodeon are running wild Saturday nights on Roundhouse.
Yeah.
And Kids Inc. on the Mousers channel makes weekdays nuts. Prepare to be disintegrated if you do not take heed of our fearless leader, Ed.
Hello.
You tell him, Ed. Yeah.
These signal intervals must cease. You have been warned.
Making a can from recycled aluminum instead of from raw materials reduces air pollution by 95%. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to our high school week here on Cablevision. From Appleton West, the Terrors are playing host to the first-place Cardinals in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Well, this Fox Valley Association has been a crazy one this year. Right now, Fond du Lac on top with a 10-1 record, followed by Oshkosh at 9-1. Appleton East at 8-2, and then there's that big log jam for third and fourth place. Including in that log jam is Appleton West with a record of 4-7. Well, looking at Fond du Lac, as I went down to get the starting lineups from the coaches, and you get on floor level, they look like a small college team. Their front line averages 6'7.5". And speaking of the front line, let's pass along the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Cardinals, at the center position is sophomore Joe Harmson at 6'9", averaging 15 points a game. Joining him at the forwards will be 6'8" senior Joe Wolf, averaging 7 points a game, and junior 6'5" Eric Grant, averaging 7 a game. Jeff Simon averages 6 points a game. He's one guard, a sophomore at 5'10", and a 6-foot junior, Adam Zakos, averaging 15 points a game, rounds out the starting lineup for the Cardinals. For the Terrors, their starting five at the guards, John Ostwald, a 6'1" senior, averaging 12 a game, will be joined by Chris Pritzel, a 6'3" senior, averaging 11 points a game. Matt Erickson, 5'11" junior, averaging 10 points a game. Tom Stager, averaging 5 points a game. He's a 5'10" senior, will also join the starting lineup along with Joe Minion. He's a 6'3" junior, averaging 5 points a game for the Terrors. Coach Gene Woodley of Appleton West in his 11th year as coach. Dick Diner, his 9th year as coach of the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Fond du Lac comes into this game averaging 67 points per contest. Appleton West averaging 63 a game. On the defensive side, Fond du Lac averaging 51, or giving up only 51 a game, while Appleton West is giving up 62 points per contest. In the first game between these two teams in Fond du Lac, Appleton West in the game. In fact, they led most of the contest. And then Ostwald had a chance to tie the game with a long-range three-pointer at the buzzer. Came up just a little bit short. And Fond du Lac pulled off the win. But the Terrors control the tip. They're hoping for good outside shooting and quickness underneath to counteract the height advantage of Fond du Lac. They missed their first shot, and Joe Wolf pulls down the rebound. Wolf picked up on the top of the key by Tom Stager. On the right side to Zakos. Joe Harmson with his first two. 6'9" sophomore. The Cardinals picking up the first basket in our game of the week. Man-to-man defense from the Cardinals. In the lane. Shot blocked partially. Jumper from 10 feet. In and out. Doesn't go down for Pritzl. This one cleared out by Harmson. Here come the Cardinals. Worked inside. Terrace had it temporarily. Knocked it away. Cardinals come up and save it. Top of the key is Simon. Quick hands by Chris Pritzl, knocking the ball out of bounds. Gene Woodley, coach of the Terror, is telling us before the game that has to rely on quick team defense. Not much else he can do. I mean, these guys are just incredibly tall and quick and athletic. Baseline jumper, no good. There with the rebound, up and in is Joel Wolf. The Cardinals with some offensive rebounds. Converting those into baskets. They lead 4-0. Baseline. Rebound coming down. A tip-in. Basket. The rebound, I should say, came down to Pritzl. He shot and missed. Joe Minion tipped it in, but the referee says no basket. Foul before the tip-in attempt. That foul goes against Joel Wolf, the first personal and first team foul against Fond du Lac. And I think this one's going to go against Wolf again. No. This one goes against Simon, the second team foul against Fond du Lac. Just underway here. 6:16 left in the first quarter. Terrors trail by 4-0. Fond du Lac on top as they stay in the man-to-man. Three-pointer on the way. Rims in and out. Ostwald almost bangs it down. Nice baseline move by Adam Zakos. 6-foot junior with his first 2 points. And a big rejection. On the part of the Cardinals, Joe Harmson, as the 6'9" sophomore skies to knock it out of bounds. The Terrors working inside again. A turnaround from Pritzl, no good. Terrors have had the shots. They haven't been able to get the ball to go down. Them all may have been blocked. Desperation. Shot from Zakos, and it goes in off the glass. Zakos with 4. And Fond du Lac with an 8-0 lead early here in the first quarter. Nice move in the paint as Joe Minion lays it off the glass. The 6'3" junior averaging 5 points a game with his first 2. And the first basket for Appleton West. Go almost 3 minutes before their first basket. And a reaching foul. This one should go against Ostwald, his first and the first team foul against Appleton West. 2 against the Cardinals. Terrors stay in the man-to-man as well. Rebound cleared out by Oswald. Lead pass. Down to Minion, and it was blocked. Whoa, Joe Wolf came from behind and knocked it out of bounds, and the referee says it went off one of the Terrors underneath their own basket. Here come the Cardinals. Simon on the dribble. He's picked up at half court by Stager. Over on the right side to Zakos. Zakos with a spin move into the paint. Back out on top. Turn around 8 feet, no good. We're going to have an over-the-back foul called against Eric Graham's 6'5" junior. Third team foul against the Cardinals and the first against Graham. Romano Deasy into the lineup for Appleton West. Deasy loses it off his leg. Maintains possession and leaves it for Erickson. Erickson into the lane. Over to Deasy, back to Erickson. Erickson into the lane. Nice bounce pass. Has it knocked away and stolen by Zakos. Zakos length of the court. Leaves it over on the right side to Harmson. Back out on top. Off the hands of Grams. Three-pointer on the way from Simon. It's good. 11 points for the Cardinals. A 9-point lead. Terrors try to work it inside. Tyler Foster battling for position. The Terrors lose it out of bounds again. Well, the Terrors have had their shots, and I'm not sure whether they're just a little bit nervous about playing the division-leading team or if the height factor is intimidating them that much, but they've had the shots, just haven't been able to get them to go down. It's basically been the story for Appleton West all year this year. Erickson. Nice power move inside as he lays it off to Tyler Foster. The 6'4" junior with his first two. He enters the game averaging 7 points a contest. Zakos. On top to Wolf. Zakos between the legs dribble. He's picked up by Ostwald, and he's going to be called for traveling. So Ostwald forces the turnover. Let's see if Appleton West can capitalize on the turnover. Greg Heineck is in the lineup for Appleton West. Coach Woodley going with a little bit smaller, quicker lineup. Turnaround finally goes down for Pritzl. He has got such a pretty turnaround jump shot. Just a matter of time before one went down, and it does for the 6'3" senior. And now a 5-point game. Appleton West switching up nicely on their defense. Shane O'Loughlin into the game for the Cardinals. He has the ball on the far side, works the baseline. Into the paint with a jumper off the glass, too hard as Grams gets his own rebound, feeds it inside, and scoring with the layup is Joe Harmson. His quarter. And a 13-6 lead. And Erickson over to Heineck, inside to Erickson. Back to Heineck. He comes in the lane, over to Deasy. Deasy almost traveled with it. He's fouled as he shoots. He scores. Zakos call for the foul. The 4th team foul against the Cardinals. Nobina Odizi goes to the line with a chance to convert on the three-point play. And he does. That cuts the lead to 4 with 1:48 left in the first quarter. Odizi applying the pressure as Rocky Brown brings it across the timeline. Over to McLaughlin. O'Loughlin, excuse me. And a traveling call against Zakos. Well, that pressure defense, the man-to-man defense, is starting to force some turnovers. And more importantly, the Terrors are starting to take advantage of those opportunities as they convert on the offensive end. Here comes Erickson. He has it knocked away. Coming up with the loose ball for the Cardinals is O'Loughlin. Length of the court. He leaves it into the lane for Zakos, who misses. There with the rebound once again is Harmson. 6'9" sophomore with 6 points and a 15-9 lead. And a reach and foul call against Rocky Brown, the 5th team foul against the Cardinals. Well, the Terrors are going to be in the bonus situation here early in the second half if things keep going the way they are. Scott Redmond into the lineup for the Terrors. Tyler Foster takes a short break. Only one team foul for the Terrors. Heineck battles underneath. A little bit too hard. It goes off the top of the backboard. And the Cardinals with the ball. They have a little bit smaller lineup in now, too. They only have two guys over 6'8" in right now. It's compared to 3. Inside, a nice feed from Brown. Inside to Harmson. Harmson with 8 first quarter points. Oswald, free throw line jumper, a little too hard off the rim, no good. Cleared off by Wolf. He leaves it for O'Loughlin. Far side jumper canned by Jason Raminger. And a 10-point lead. It was down to 3, and now it's back up to 10 just that fast. Terrors with 16 seconds left in the quarter. Oswald works it inside, and it's going to go off the hands of Scott Redmond. Oh, they're going to give the ball to the Terrors. It went right off the arms of Redmond right in front of us here. Well, the Terrors get a break with 9 seconds left in the first quarter. Odisi looking for some help. 6 seconds. Heineck's short. There with the rebound. Scoring at the buzzer is Scott Redmond. That makes it 19-11 after the first 8 minutes of action. Stand by. The second quarter coming up right after this.
A heroic bat with an attitude. Nasty bird.
Penguins!
Lots of action and explosions, plus one flipped out cat.
Yeah. Way back, we must first turn him into what he hates the most, namely us.
Now, the perfect way to see Batman Returns is at home on pay-per-view. Get the hits without the hassle on Viewer's Choice pay-per-view.
Aim high with the United States Air Force and tune in to Air Force Now on CP.
Welcome back to our high game of the week here on Cablevision Rock City, CPN 4. I'm Jay Van Steppout. And the second quarter of action just getting underway here. Fond du Lac leading by a score of 19-11 over Appleton West. The Terrors have had their opportunities, haven't been able the ball to get down in the hole. And now they switch from the man-to-man defense that we saw throughout the first quarter as they fall back into a zone. Hopefully neutralizing some of the height advantage enjoyed by the Cardinals. 8 first quarter points by Joe Harmson. All of those came in the paint off of rebounds like that one. 10 first half points for the 6'9" sophomore, Joe Harmson. Only 2 seniors that see a lot of action for this Fond du Lac Cardinal club. Most of their starters are going to be back next year, along with their top 3 off the bench players. 21-11. Inside move, nice touch by Joe Minion. 6'3" junior works it inside for his 4th point, cutting the lead to 8. Nice. Wolf lays it inside to Harmson, break into the basket. Harmson with 12 points. That puts the lead back to 10. West trying to work it inside. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, pull down by Minion, and he's fouled underneath. This could be the second one against Wolf. And it is. Second foul against 6'8" senior Joel Wolf. And the sixth team foul against the Cardinals. Wolf is a senior along with 5'9" senior Jason Raminger. Other than that, all the other players on this Cardinal team are sophomores or juniors. 4 sophomores. And that is scary. Locked inside, all alone, free throw line, jumper, no good. Knocked away, here come the Cardinals in transition. They work it inside, losing it. Coming up with it is Erickson. Length of the court for the speedy Erickson. We're gonna have a 3-second call. Whistled against Minion, who got tangled up inside. 23-13, 5:54 left in the second quarter. This is Cablevision of the Fox Cities, CPN 4. Fond du Lac Xavier, our next high school of the game of the week. We wrap it up with Little Chute in Hortonville. Cardinals lose it out of bounds. The Terrors staying in that zone. Udizi staying into the game as Erickson brings it across the timeline where he's picked up by Rocky Brown. Into Oswald. Inside to Tyler Foster. Powers his way in, but it's blocked by Harmson. Court to Zakos. Zakos pulls up and scores his 6th point. And for Fond du Lac, and a timeout called by Gene Woodley, coach of the Appleton West Terrors. Cablevision is moving. Well, this Friday will be the last day in our offices at 1620 South Law Street. Coming this Monday, we will be in our new facility at 1001 Kennedy Avenue, just east of the Tri-County College Avenue interchange. Our phone numbers stay the same, but our hours are expanding, and there's a convenient drive-up window, so when the weather turns nasty, you don't have to leave your car. Well, come and visit and see the new Channel 4 studio, a customer service message from Cablevision of the Fox Cities, CPN 4. Can't wait to get in that new facility. It's just excellent. Shot of Gene Woodley and the Terrors. There's the Cardinals, led by Coach Dick Diener. Well, the Terrors, as we mentioned earlier, have had the shots, just haven't been able to make them go down. I think a lot of that has to do with the tall timber they face inside. Turner, there's a good example, though, of one where there wasn't so much intimidation. Chris Pritzel with the turnaround. Well, Chris gets hot. He'll start canning those. Right now, he just has to find the touch. 25-13, 4:50 left in the second quarter. The next foul, Udizi with the steal. Length of the court. He lays it in. Ubina Udiz with his 5th point. Cuts the lead to 10. Now the Terrors go back into a man-to-man. And we're going to have a push-off foul underneath. This one will be whistled against Harmson, his first. And as I started to say just a couple of moments ago, the next foul will, by the Cardinals, will put the Terrors into the bonus. Terrors with only one team foul here in the first half. And will walk the length of the court where Tyler Foster, the 6'4" junior, will be shooting the 1-and-1. Foster enters this game a 42% free throw shooter from the line. Front end of the 1-and-1 off the back of the rim. The rebound pulled down by Eric Grams. He'll leave it out for Jeff Simon. Simon across the timeline. He's picked up by Erickson. On the right side is Zakos. Odisi almost knocks it away. And the Terrors knock it out of bounds. 4:09, you see the situation. Terrors trailing by 10, 25-15. This is the second quarter of the high school game of the week. Zakos to Simon. Simon, bounce pass on the right side. To Ramager. Tip-in attempt good by Harmson. Harmson with 14 first half points. He came into this contest averaging 15 a game, so he's well above his average. Inside pass, and there the big arms intimidating John Ostwald. Rims it in and out. Length of the court, layup. Good by Zakos. He's fouled. It's whistled against Pritzel, his first, the second team foul against the Terrors. Zakos shooting 70% from the line this year. He's been to the free throw line 60 times this year. And that's third in the Fox Valley Association, following only Pete Wade of Oshkosh North, Ryan Hinsky of Menasha, and Joe Werner of Oshkosh West. The free throw is good. Zakos converts. He has 9 here in the first half. Terrors haven't been able to get anything to go down. Minion's shot rims out. Zakos comes down. He's fouled. Odisi would be called for the foul. Robina, that's his first, the third team foul against the Terrors. And Adam Zakos, the 6-foot junior, averaging 15 a game with 9 in the first half, goes to the line shooting 2. A huge contingent on hand for this game from Fond du Lac, making the trip north up Highway 41. Zakos connects on both free throws. He's in double figures. O'Dee's baseline jumper no good. Terrors finally get an offensive rebound. Another jumper no good. O'Dee's gets the rebound again off the glass, no good. Terrors have had the shots. Well, the referee taking a couple of minutes to settle down some tempers as Jason Ramager of the Cardinals I think that was John Oswald they were talking to. A nice steal inside as Tyler Foster reads the pass and picks it clean. Dees out on top. In and out again. Foster with the rebound off the glass and in. Tyler Foster picks up the rebound as John Ostwald misses. Foster with 4 and a 32-17 lead. Another inside pass to Harmson, but there with the follow is brother Josh Harmson, a 6'6" junior, who follows his sophomore brother's shot and scores. His sophomore brother, although a year younger, an inch taller. Yeah, I can't believe it, this team. They're just incredibly tall. Three-pointer on the way, and it's good by Erickson. 34-20, Fond du Lac on top. Terror staying in the man-to-man. Simon to Zakos. Zakos double pumps and scores. Zakos with 13 first half points. 9 in this quarter. And the lead back to 16 for Fond du Lac. Erickson pumps, he misses. Rebound comes down to Jason Ramager. Simon, baseline, pulls it back out to Ramager. Zakos travels with it. Into the lineup for the Terrors comes Chris Pritzel. And Tom Stager. And Greg Huenig, excuse me. A minute 10 left in the first half as Oswald throws it all, Oswald. Erickson throws the ball out of bounds. A minute left here in the first half, and a 16-point lead for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Shane O'Loughlin over to Simon. Simon directing traffic. Tries to draw a pick, throws it over to Zakos. O'Loughlin over to Simon. Simon in the baseline. Bounce pass to Harmson. Harmson lays it up and in. Harmson with 16 first half points, giving the Cardinals an 18-point lead with just under 30 seconds left here in the first half. Erickson maybe call for the offensive foul, but it will go against Jeff Simon, his second. 5'10" sophomore, one of the starting guards for the Cardinals, picking up his second foul. And he'll take a break as Dick Diener goes to his bench to replace his starter Simon with sophomore Rocky Brown. Down the line shooting the 1-and-1 is Matt Erickson. And Erickson hits. Matt Erickson, 5'11" junior, averaging 10 points a game. Hits on both free throws, shooting 64% from the line. And Erickson called for the blocking foul. Fourth team foul against the Terrors. 21 seconds left in the half. Under 20 left in the half. Rocky Brown has it picked clean as Stager goes to the hoop and then fouled from behind. The foul should go against Rocky Brown. That should be his second. And it is called against Brown. Jason Ramager comes into the game for the Cardinals as Brown comes back to the bench. Tom Stager, a little too hard off the back of the iron. And again, the Terrors have missed a couple of free throws here in the first half. They can't afford to give anything away against this Cardinal team. Harmson, no basket. And the first half ends with the Cardinals on top 38-22. This is the high school game of the week on Cablevision of the Fox City CPN 4. We'll be back to recap the first half of action right after this timeout.
That's my dad. And that's Mom. Dad's got an idea. To get rid of all the grody garbage that's polluting the world. He's invented a big rocket ship to shoot all the garbage into outer space. Mom's not sure, but Dad says his invention will save the world.
There's an easier way to save the world. Recycle. For your free recycling action guide, write Recycle. Environmental Defense Fund, 257 Park Avenue South, New York, New York.
You register me in 50 states.
I don't want to tell you what I really think.
I'd support my daughter.
I know this voice. Who is this?
Cher.
Hello, Larry. Mike Wallace.
Do you ever not know where you are?
When was the last time you drove?
Oh, boy.
Time out.
I'm having fun now.
Oh, my God! totally spontaneous.
Well, looked like Larry King won this round.
Totally King. Larry King Live, weeknights on CNN.
And welcome back. It's halftime here from Appleton West, where the Appleton West Pom-Pom squad is entertaining the fans of this Fox Valley Association matchup. We're at the half. The Cardinals lead Appleton West by a score of 38-22. Well, it's been one of those games where, once again, we've seen the Terrors have the opportunities inside the paint, but just haven't been able to get the baskets to go in. And as a result, the Cardinals with this 16-point lead. But boy, I tell you, that height advantage by the Cardinals has been very intimidating, especially when the Terrors do work it inside along the baseline. 6-foot junior Adam Zakos with 13 first-half points for the Cardinals. Joe Harmson, the 6'9 sophomore, has 16 for Fond du Lac. 2 apiece for Joel Wolf, Jason Ramager, and Josh Hampson, the brother of Josh Harmson, the brother of Joe Harmson, and a 3-point field goal for Jeff Simon of the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Terrors, their scoring spread out a little bit more. Chris Pritzel with 2, 4 for Matt Erickson, 2 for Scott Redmond, 4 for Tyler Foster, 1 for Tom Steger, 4 for Joe Minion, and 5 for Obina Udiz. Well, the Terrors are also only 3 of 6 from the free throw line, as they got Fond du Lac into early foul trouble. Fond du Lac put the Terrors into the bonus with about 6 minutes left in the first half, but after that they only committed 1 more foul. And as the halftime show ends by the Appleton West Terrors, we will end this part of our show and return for the second half of action between Appleton West and Fond du Lac in just a moment.
Hey! Join us live from the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, Friday, 19th, Chicken pay-per-view concert special. Why? Because we've invited some friends to help celebrate our 20th anniversary.
Charlotte Daniels, Peter Frampton, Tom Keefer, Brett Michaels, Travis Tritt, Zach Wild, and Donnie Van Zandt.
Leonard Skinner and Friends, live Friday, February 19th on pay-per-view.
Join us.
Next, we have the stress test. Make sure the machine is operating. How do you feel about traffic jams? Good. Root canal. I love that sound. The IRS. Oh, dear.
Maybe he didn't understand the question.
The IRS offers free refund information and workshops, free publications, and a toll-free hotline to make tax preparation a lot less taxing.
Welcome back. Just about ready to get underway for the second half of action on our game of the week between Appleton West and Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac leading after the first half of action, 38-22. The Terrors shooting only 18% from the floor in the first half. 4 of 21. Cardinals right around the 50% mark. And a lot of those coming from the hands of Joe Harmson underneath. And the Terrors with a shot from Minion that rims in and out. Stepping out of bounds on the dribble is Eric Grams. Cardinals turn the ball right back over to the Terrors, as Erickson brings it across the timeline where he'll be picked up by Jeff Simon. 3-pointer on the way. Good by Ostwald. Ostwald finally breaks the ice. The 6'1 senior came into this game averaging 12 points a contest. His first points of the contest. And now Ostwald called for his second foul and the first team foul against the Terrors, as he hammers 6'9 sophomore Joe Harmson, who had 16 points in the first half. Harmson, the 7th leading scorer in the FVA, shooting 45% from the line. Rims that one in and out. Cardinals outscoring the Terrors 19-11 in the second quarter. And the second one from the 6'9" sophomore is good. This Cardinal team will only lose one senior starter to graduation. Man. Here comes Zakos. On top to Wolf. Wolf into the paint. On top to Simon. Zakos, pull-up jumper, no good. He gets up so quick. Here comes Erickson. He'll go all length of the court off the glass, no good. Rebound underneath, scoring with it is Ostwald as he battles underneath, the 6'1" senior. Showing some muscle and moxie inside the oven. And he has a chance to cut the Fond du Lac lead to 11. And this one goes against Adam Zakos, his second and the first team foul against Fond du Lac in the second half. Ostwald. Back of the rim. No good. Simon across the timeline. Zakos drives, he has it knocked away. Coming up with the loose ball is Pritzel. And a traveling violation whistled against Tom Stager as he tried to send it over to Erickson. Breaking in on the right side of the lane. Terrors have shown some man-to-man, some half-court pressure, three-quarter court pressure, some zone. And now they go back into the man-and-man. Zakos trying to work a pick, almost pick clean. Somebody has the loose man. Stager recovers, but not before Joe Wolf drives the baseline and hits a left-handed jumper. Shot blocked behind the back, dribble by Zakos. He leaves it for Harmson, it's stolen. Erickson comes up with the loose ball. As Stager snuck down, picks it clean. And we're going to have a foul on the far side. This one will be called against the Cardinals. And this will go against Zakos, and that's a big foul. That's his third. Dick Diener's playmaking guard, the starting sophomore, the starting junior, 6-foot Adam Zakos, averaging 15 a game, picks up his third personal and the second team foul against the Cardinals. So Zakos, John Ostwald scores again. He has all the points here in the second half for Appleton West. He has cut the lead to 12. Zakos leaves the game with 13. Three-pointer on the way, in and out. Wolf misses. Clearing it out is Minion. Erickson, bounce pass inside. Pritzel hits from the baseline. And a 10-point lead as the Terrors start to chip away. They've outscored the Cardinals 9-3 here in the opening minutes of the third quarter and are within 10. Well, this Wednesday on Appleton Access, Dorothy Johnson will discuss the upcoming referendum that Appleton residents face on February 16th. And I'll tell you, if you've paid any attention to It's Your Call column recently over the last couple of weeks in the Post-Crescent newspaper, you know this is one hot issue. She welcomes the guests from both sides, you know it. The high school question, a high school referendum, and she'll provide some insight into both sides of the issue. And that's another one of the Cablevision exclusives on Appleton Access, Wednesday nights at 6:30 here on Cablevision of the Fox City CPN4. Boy, that is one hot topic they got brewing here. Appleton West and some of their fans, of course, will be very interested in the results of the upcoming meetings and referendums, which will take place regarding a third public high school in the Appleton area. 41-31 with 4:50 left in the third quarter. Appleton West chipping away on the Fond du Lac lead as they stay into the man-to-man. Three-pointer, no good. Battle for it inside, and this is going to be an over-the-back foul called against Joel Wolf. If it is, it will be his third. And another one of the Fond du Lac starters will be in serious foul trouble. It is. It's his third and the third team foul against the Cardinals. So Zakos and Wolf both in foul trouble here early in the third quarter. Erickson has it picked cleaned. And then the retaliatory foul against Rocky Brown. Well, Erickson picks up his second and the second team foul against the Terrors. O'Dee's back into the game, and he'll cover Rocky Brown, the 5'10" junior. Harmson with the lay-in over the top of Hinnick, taking advantage of the height situation. 19 points for Harmson. Tyler Foster looking for some help, leaves it out to Erickson. Erickson on the right side to Pritzl. Erickson on the right wing. Inside to Pritzl. Pritzl shoots. Deflected by Harmson. Fond du Lac clears. Simon with the dribble. He sets things up. On the baseline is Wolf. He works against Pritzl. Wolf draws Pritzl out into the paint. 8-footer good. Wolf with 6. And the Fond du Lac lead is back to 14. Pritzl all alone from the baseline, a little short. Here comes Fond du Lac. Wolf had it. Dees knocks it away. Here comes Erickson behind the back dribble. He goes the length of the court off the glass and in. He scores and he's fouled. Well, the three people that Gene Woodley would like to get most involved in his scoring right now are the three people who have done about the least of it up until now anyway. And that would be Ostwald, Pritzl, and Erickson, his top three scorers. Right now, Ostwald has 7, only 4 for Pritzl, and that's only the 6th point for Erickson. With 3:05 left in the third quarter. This is the high school game of the week here on Cablevision of the Fox City, CPN 4. And Ostwald hits the three-point conversion. Erickson hits the three-point conversion, excuse me. He has 7 points. And back come the Cardinals. Rocky Brown leads the charge. Leaves it on top to Wolf. Over to Brown. Simon tries to work it inside, but it's knocked away. Here comes Erickson, and he'll be fouled by Brown. Or excuse me, Jeff Simon. And that will be 3 on Jeff Simon, the 5'10" sophomore, and the 4th team foul against the Cardinals. So Dick Diener, the 9th-year coach of the Cardinals, has 3 starters with 3 fouls. Zakos, Wolf, and Simon with 3 each. O'Dees, 8-footer off the glass, good. O'Dees with his 7th point. And the lead down to single figures now, down to 9. We'll see if the Terrors can take advantage of the experience factor here, as Dick Diener of the Cardinals forced to go to his bench because his starters are in foul trouble. Wolf lobs it inside to Harmson. Harmson, one of those starters who isn't in foul trouble, and he has responded with 21 points here with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Lead back to 11 for the Cardinals. 47-36, a minute 57. Three-pointer on the way, a little too hard. Harmson had it. He loses it. Comes down to Wolf. Wolf leaves it for Ramager. Ramager on the right side. Over to Wolf. Wolf swings it left to Rocky Brown. Back on top to Wolf. Terrors stay in the man-to-man. Ramager switches up the dribble. He's picked up by Erickson. Inside pass to Eric Grams. He misses the shot, but he's fouled. Scott Redmond picks up his first and the third team foul against the Terrors. The Cardinals have 5 team fouls and some substitutions on the part of Gene Woodley. On the line, shooting 2, is Eric Grams. Draws iron on the first one. Grams is 66% free throw shooter. Tickles the twine on the second attempt. And it's a 12-point lead once again for the Cardinals. Turnaround jumper blocked as Harmson gets in the face of Scott Redmond. Back the other way there with the rebound is Harmson as he picks it clean. Turnaround good. Joe Harmson hits the deck after that shot. You can see Harmson underneath. He's getting pounded underneath. Fritzl. Free throw line jumper, no good. Harmson pulls down the rebound. Back come the Cardinals with 44 seconds left. And a traveling violation whistled against Shane O'Loughlin. It's back to 14 points for the Cardinals. The Terrors had it to within 9, not even about a minute and a half ago. Greg Hunick back into the lineup for the Terrors. Hunick across the timeline. Switches over to a right-handed dribble. Bounce pass on the right side to Stager. Hunick looks for some help. Finds Stager on top. Under 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Knocked away. Stager picks it up. Erickson goes to the baseline. Has it knocked away. Coming up with the loose ball. Length of the court comes Raminger. He loses it. He picks it up, but he stepped on the baseline. Nine seconds left as Erickson brings it across the timeline. I'm not sure if he knows how much time is left on the clock. Erickson looking for a pick. Gets it inside to Redmond, who fires a turnaround hook shot. No good. And the third quarter ends with Fond du Lac on top 50-36. The final 8 minutes of action coming up right after this.
The works of black authors have moved from the Negro section of libraries to the Pulitzer Prize list. The 1987 Pulitzer for Poetry went to Rita Dove, now an English professor at the University of Virginia.
What others see as ordinary lives, she captures as the story of humanity and weaves it into her poetry.
Non-blacks who read Thomas and Beulah, my poems that chronicle the lives of my grandparents, say they are surprised to find their own lives there. They shouldn't be. Poetry transcends borders. It maps our common humanity. Poetry is a microscope, making it easier for us to see that we really are more alike than different.
Rita Dove. Excellence has many faces.
Coach Gene in his 11th year as mentor of the Appleton West Terrors, trying to get his team in their home white uniforms fired up for the final 8 minutes of action. The Terrors made their big run, and hopefully they didn't squander the opportunity, but they had pulled it down to single digits within 9. Then Appleton West went on an 8-0 run to go back on top 50-36, and that's where we stand now as we open up the final quarter of action here in the high school game of the week. Fond du Lac misses inside. Lead pass, Stager can't control it, loses it out of bounds. Back come the Cardinals. Ramager, Harmson. Back to Harmson, works that baseline, shoots and misses. Here comes Minion. He leaves it over to Ostwald, who missed the shot, and we'll have a foul inside. And this one goes against Eric Grams, his second. Well, it remains to be seen whether or not the Terrors can take advantage of the foul situation presented to them by the Cardinals. The Cardinals, with 3 of their starters with 3 fouls each as we start the fourth quarter, Zakos, Wolf, and Simon, all have to watch it. Joe Minion hits for his 6th point, cuts the lead to 12. Harmson on top to Ramager, who hits the 3-pointer. Ramager with 5. That was a big 3-pointer. Nice bounce pass inside. Stager misses. Nice feed from Ostwald. Ostwald with a beautiful bounce pass. Stager went along the baseline, and Stager overlaid it. And Pritzel called for the foul, his second. And the 4th team foul against the Terrors. The next one against the Cardinals will put Appleton West into the bonus, and there it is. Shane O'Laughlin called for the reach-in, and that should put Erickson on the line to shoot the 1-and-1. A 15-point lead for Fond du Lac with 6:42 left in the game. They led 19-11 after the first quarter, 38-22 at the half, and 50-36 after 3. On the line, shooting the 1-and-1 is Erickson. He hits. Eighth point of the contest for the 5'11" junior. Right-hander pumps and hits that one. And Erickson called for the reach, and it's his 3rd, 5th team foul against the Terrors. Coming into this game, Fond du Lac averaging 67 points a contest, West 63. Fond du Lac should get close to their average. I'm not sure how close West will get to theirs yet. Appleton West staying in the man-to-man. Harmson double teamed inside. And reach-in foul. Whistled against Tom Stager, his first. The 6th team foul against the Terrors. Both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the contest. 6:20 left in the game. And a 13-point lead for Fond du Lac. Simon. Over to Ramager. It's picked clean by Erickson. He goes the length of the court. Tries to draw the foul. He does it. Gets his own rebound. Shoots. It's blocked from behind, and a foul will be whistled against Jeff Simon. If it is against Simon, it will be his 4th. And it is. Jeff Simon's 4th personal. And Dick Diener coach of the Cardinals elects to keep his starting guard, Jeff Simon, in the lineup. Simon, a 5'10 sophomore. Now getting ready to come back into the game is Eric Grams, a 6'5 junior. Erickson cans it. Matt Erickson, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. 10 points in the contest. In and out. Erickson does get 1 point. That shaves the lead to 12. Erickson, Udeze all alone, too hard. Josh Harmson. Pulls it across the timeline. Rocky Brown. Bounce pass to Ramager. Ramager tries to work it inside. And I thought they were going to call a foul, but the referee said that Joe Harmson pushed off. Oh, and the Terrors throw the ball away. Oh, when the Terrors have been able to force the turnover, more often than not, they haven't been able to capitalize on the other end, on the offensive end. Udeze will go to the bench as Tom Stager comes back into the lineup. Stager almost picks it clean. And a pushing foul called inside against Chris Pritzel, his third. And that will put both the Cardinals and the Terrors into the bonus for the remainder of the remainder of the game, excuse me. 5:03 left in this contest. A 12-point lead for Fond du Lac. On the line, shooting the 1-and-1 is Eric Grams. 6'5 junior fires and hits. 6'9", 6'8", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". This Fond du Lac team is huge, and all the heights I just mentioned, all those belong to players that are sophomores or juniors. Back the other way, off the glass, power layup. Good for John Ostwald. Ostwald comes to life here in the second half. Lead back to 12 for the Cardinals. Couple of turnovers and some quick baskets, a three-pointer or two. Terrors will be right back into this game. Terrors pick up the loose ball. Bringing it down court is Ostwald. Over to Stager. Ostwald baseline jumper from 12. Off the rim. Battle for. Up and good by Foster. Tyler Foster with 6, and it's down to 10 with 4:05 left. Foster almost knocked it away. 4:05, a 10-point lead. As the Terrors try to battle their way back into this contest. And the layup opportunity missed by Fond du Lac's Eric Graham. Three-pointer on the way from Erickson. Good! And that gets the crowd back into it. The lead is down to 7. And Dick Diener wants a timeout as Appleton West has pulled it within 7 with 3:47 left in the game. Well, friends and neighbors from the Valley can share the best in children's literature on reading just for kids. Produced exclusively for Cablevision customers, this program is designed to encourage reading and promote literacy in the community we serve. Tune in with the family and enjoy some wonderful stories, courtesy of Cablevision's Community Programming Network, CPN4. There's Coach Gene Woodley working on the strategy, hoping to get his Terrors a step closer to Fond du Lac, who leads 55-48 with 3:47 left in the game. Well, the Terrors made a run like this at the same juncture of the third quarter and then gave it away. Now it remains to be seen whether or not they can keep it going right now. Dick Diener of the Cardinals forced to go to his bench early. Give his starters in serious foul trouble. Gene Woodley has two of his players, Pritzel and Erickson, nursing 3 apiece. Terrors stay in the man-to-man. Zako shoots, misses it, ball knocked around inside. Ramager comes up with the loose ball. They're trying to set a pick underneath to Harmson. Ramager picked up by Stager. Stager over to Zakos. Zakos pumps. He's fouled by Stager. Tom Stager picks up his second personal. And Adam Zakos, who left the game with 13 points, looking for his first points in the second half. 13 first half points for Zakos. 3 for 3 of the line. And he's back there again, this time shooting a pair, and he hits on the first one. Zakos, a speedy 6-foot junior who gets up in the air in a hurry. The right-hander rims the second one, but Fond du Lac came down with the ball, even though it was knocked out of bounds by Ostwald. Ostwald looking for the call as he claims he knocked it off the hands of Eric Graham. Well, the referee doesn't see it that way. And a big turnaround for the Cardinals here. Zakos goes into the lane, tries to leave it for Harmson. And Erickson steps in to knock it out of bounds. .312 left in the game. Ramager doing some dribbling, tries to get it inside to Harmson. Harmson shoots and scores. Joe Harmson with 25. And every one of those baskets have come within probably 8 inches of that last one, all within that 6 to 8 foot range. And he has a nice touch with that little bit of a finger roll, but he enjoys such a height advantage. They set excellent. Fond du Lac does a really great job of setting picks underneath. And you get Harmson open. Pritzel hits from the baseline to bring it within 8 for Appleton West. 58-50, 2:52 left in the contest. Have you ever wondered why so many Fox Valley businesses are so successful, or what draws other companies to this area? Well, you can join John Rankin and Fox Valley business leaders as they discuss the success stories of many area businesses Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on Business in the Valley, another exclusive presentation from your community programming channel, CPN4. Gene Woodley and his Terrors inching their way ever so slowly back into this contest. Working against the Cardinals, and their coach Dick Diener issuing his instructions, but also working against the clock. Terrors running out of time. Both teams in the bonus. And a full court pressure defense. As Erickson almost picks it clean. Full court pressure from the Terrors. Zakos with the inbounds. Gets it into Ramager. He's triple team. Over to Zakos. Stager almost knocks it away. We're going to have a reach-in foul called against Stager. And that will send Zakos to the line once again. Tom Stager's third personal. Adam Zakos entering the game, averaging 15.5 points a contest. He came into this game having gone to the free throw line the third most frequently of all FBA players. Hits the front end of the bonus. He's a 70% free throw shooter. He'll improve on that a little bit. 5 of 6 from the line in this contest, make it 6 of 7. 16 points for the sophomore. Going up with the layup and missing his minion. He got his own rebound and it was knocked away underneath by Harmson. Down to 2:34. Ramager tries to break the pressure. Zakos. Oh, what a pretty move by Zakos. And just that quick, it goes from 8 back to 12. Fond du Lac on top. Erickson shoots. He's fouled, and I think this might go against Zakos. Or Rocky Brown picks up his third personal. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 for Matt Erickson. No, the 5'11 junior will get 2 instead. In and out. Erickson 5 of 7 from the charity stripe. This one is good. Erickson has put together a big second half. He has 14 points. 10 of those in the second half. Reach-in foul call against Ostwald. Third personal against John Ostwald, the 6'1 senior. And we'll walk it back the other way as Rocky Brown, a 5'10 junior, gets his chance at the 1-and-1. Brown hits. Fond du Lac 11 of 14 make that 15 from the free throw line in this contest. Free throws starting to play a big part in this contest. Under 2 minutes left. Ramager. And a foul before the shot attempt by Eric Grams. Grams will go back to the line. This goes against Joe Minion, his first. One-and-one situation for the 6'5 junior Eric Graham. Came into the contest averaging 7 points a game for the Cardinals. He misses. Ostwald brings it across the timeline. He'll try a three-pointer, rims it in and out. Harmson skies high for the rebound. Leaves it down to Ramager. To Zakos. Zakos almost put it in despite being fouled by Ostwald. Ostwald with his fourth personal. And Zakos will go to the line to shoot 2. Ostwald, Pritzel, Erickson, and Stager all in foul trouble for the Terrors. And Zakos hits another free throw. He's 7 of 8 from the line, with 19 making 20 points in this contest. Well, that was the right idea. Ostwald tried to bounce past it inside Dominion. Turnover goes over to the Cardinals with 1:29 left in the game. The Cardinals now with a 15-point lead. Stager called for the reach and foul against Ramager. For Stager, his fourth. Now that sends Jason Ramager, a 5'9" senior, to the line. Ramager, one of those two seniors I alluded to earlier that will graduate, although Ramager isn't a starter. His leadership off the bench will be missed, but the Cardinals won't miss too much. My goodness, this team comprised entirely of juniors and sophomores. Nice pass. Erickson leads Ostwald, and Ostwald gets the backdoor layup, cutting the lead to 13 with 1:18 left in the game. You know, if you're having family and friends over this week and you want to treat them to an extra special evening, why not order in a movie on Cablevision Home Theater? Well, this week's selections include Batman Returns, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and Eddie Murphy in Boomerang. Call the home theater hotline at 738-7380. That's 738-7380, and enjoy a movie in your living room tonight. High school game of the week here on Cablevision of the Fox City, CPN4, Coach Gene Woodley. As we switch over to Coach Dick Diener of the Cardinals. His team on the verge of their 11th conference win. Taking a look at the JV standings, the Fond du Lac JV team is 9-2. They're just a game behind undefeated Kimberly. So East and West are both in 3rd and 4th place. So you can look for Kimberly, Fond du Lac, East and West to be your early season favorites for next year. Erickson with the steal off the glass, no good. Pritzel picks it clean. Excuse me, not Pritzel. Ostwald picks it clean and scores. And a quick basket by Ostwald. He has 13. That cuts the lead to 11. With 1:02 left in the contest. You know, it's that time of year again, and we're certain that you can use some help preparing your taxes. Now, who couldn't? The 1992 Guide to Taxes is a half-hour program prepared by the IRS explaining most of the changes in this year's forms and answering the most commonly asked preparation questions. Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock and Friday mornings at 11:30, a community service presentation from Cablevision of the Fox Cities. 66-55. You saw the scoreboard, 1:02 left. Dick Diener and his Cardinals with an 11-point lead. And the ball. Both teams in the bonus. Appleton West has made their runs twice here in the second half. They haven't been able to get over the hump. Harmson tries to turn around, and we'll have a foul called against, if it's against Pritzel, it's his fourth. We'll see if the 3 and 2 come up. And it is. It's against Chris Pritzel. No, I'm sorry. It's against John Ostwald and not against Pritzel. Ostwald leaves the game with his 5th foul, and an excellent game, especially in the second half, by John Ostwald to bring the Terrors within striking distance and at least keep them within striking distance. Ostwald will finish the game with 13 points. Under a minute to go. Erickson fires up a desperation 3-pointer, no good. Here comes Zakos. He'll break the pressure. Udizi called for the reach-in foul. 43 seconds left in the game, an 11-point lead for Fond du Lac. Next week, the high school game of the week, the matchup between Xavier and Fox Valley Lutheran. And we finished the regular season of action with the Hortonville Little Shoot contest in Little Shoot. Zakos, 6 of 7 from the line here in the fourth quarter. A little short on that one. Udeze clears it out. Oswald between the rings. Over to Pritzel. Pritzel will fire a three-pointer, and that's a little short. Munich tried to save it. Comes up a little short. And the Cardinals with a 12-point lead. Try to work time off the clock with only 30 seconds in the game. Erickson steals it. He scores and he's fouled. Well, the Terrors aren't ready to roll over yet. Foul goes against Raminger, his first. And on the line with a chance to convert on the three-point play is Matt Erickson. 16 points make it 17. 13 of those points for Erickson coming here in the second half. Raminger brings it down. Zakos fired. Fouled, I should say, by Matt Erickson. Erickson with his fourth personal. Terrors down to single digits once again, but a little too late. And Zakos connects again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 of 12 from the line. 11 of 13. Under 20 seconds left. Udeze fires. In and out and down again for Udeze. He has 9. Here comes Zakos. He misses, and the reach-in foul called against Pritzel. That should be the fourth against Chris Pritzel. As we see the Terror fans who see what you also see, the scoreboard showing a 69-60 victory in hand for the Fond du Lac Cardinals with 5 seconds left on the clock. Zakos hits again. 9 of 11 from the line. He has 13 points, 14 points in the fourth quarter, 17 in the contest, 27 in the contest. And that basket won't count. The final score, Fond du Lac pulling out a 71-60 win against the resilient Appleton West Terrors. We'll be back to recap the scoring of our Fox Valley Association matchup here on Cablevision of the Fox Cities right after this timeout.
Start your day on the right foot by joining us for Appleton Medical Center Age-Wise Exercise Program. Specifically designed for mature adults, you'll learn the best way to increase your flexibility, strengthen and tone your muscles, and increase your endurance. Age-Wise Exercise also includes fitness tips from Appleton Medical Center's healthcare professionals. Check with your doctor, then work out with us. Age-Wise Exercise weekday mornings at 8:30 on CPN 4.
And final scores you see on the Terror scoreboard, 71-60. Unfortunately, the visitors have a few extra points as they tally the big Cardinal, as you see on the side of the wall of the Terror's home court. Cardinals on top 71-60. And the leading scorers for Fond du Lac, Adam Zakos and Joe Harmson both with 25. Zakos, the speedy little 5'11" junior, scored 14 of his 25 in the fourth quarter. Harmson had 16 of his 25. Zakos on the small end at 5'11", Harmson on the tall end at 6'9". Zakos had, as I mentioned, 25. Harmson with 25 as well, but 16 of those coming in the first half. 2 for Joel Wolf, 3 apiece for Eric Grams and Jeff Simon, 5 for Jason Raminger, and 2 apiece for Josh Harmson. and Rocky Brown. On the Terrace side, 13 for John Ostwald. The leading scorers of the Terrace, Ostwald, Pritzel, and Erickson, really didn't start hitting on all their cylinders until the second half. All of Ostwald's points come in the second half. A beautiful second half of action by John Ostwald. He finishes with 13, 6 for Pritzel, 17 for Matt Erickson, who scored 13 of his 17 in the second half. 2 for Scott Redmond, 6 for Tyler Foster, 1 for Tom Stager, 6 for Joe Minion, and 9 for Obina Udizi. 9 of 13 from the free throw line for Gene Woodley's Terrace. And look at that on the other side where you see the Cardinals, who were 13 of 15 from the line, and all that scoring just came from one person by the name of Adam Zakos. Overall, the Cardinals, not too shabby, 20 of 25 from the free throw line in this contest. Thank you for joining us. Next week, it's Xavier and Fox Valley Lutheran, and until then, drive safely and enjoy high school sports whenever you get a chance to. We'll see you next week on the High School Game of the Week.
Program book, it may be assumed that concertos were performed at